totally depleted when I took office, and now it's rebuilt. We passed the largest tax cuts and regulation cuts of any president or any.
Why does it sound so horrible? USA. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen.
very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Greenville, North Carolina. I want to thank you. And to Mike Pence. Done a great job. Great vice president. Thank you, Mike. And we have all night. We can have a lot of fun tonight. I have nothing to do. Nothing. We have nothing to do but make our country great again, and that's happening fast. It's wonderful to be back in this beautiful state with thousands of hardworking North Carolina patriots, and thank you for your support. And thank you for that very big victory we had 3 years ago. Time is flying. You getting ready? Let's do it again, right? Let's do it again.
Election season has started.
I just heard that the United States House of Representatives has overwhelmingly voted to kill the most ridiculous project I've ever been involved in, the resolution, how stupid is that, on impeachment.
Trump is WWE. This guy, man, look, he knows how to work the crowd. Gotta give it up to him. He knows how to work the crowd.
I want to thank those Democrats because many of them voted for us. The vote was a totally lopsided 332 to 95 to 1. 332 to 95. Think of it. We have the strongest economy in history, the lowest unemployment numbers ever. We've rebuilt the most powerful military. It was totally depleted when I took office, and now it's rebuilt. We passed the largest tax cuts and regulation cuts of any president or any administration in history. We took care of our great vets, including Veterans' Choice and Veterans' Accountability.
I don't know what this sounds like, but I apologize. What's up, Johnny Boston? Good morning.
And they want to try and impeach. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. So now we have that behind us. And I have to say this, and I'll say it just once. What happened to me with this witch hunt should never be allowed to happen to another president of the United States. Never, ever again. And I want to thank Republican leadership for what they've done for all of us by stopping that hoax, the Russian hoax, I call it. Because America is winning again. America is respected
Link, right side
again.
broadcasting.
And because we are finally
putting the link in the chat.
America first.
Proud of him. Yeah.
Our economic policy can be summed up in three very beautiful and simple words: jobs, jobs, jobs. We've created 6 million new jobs since Election Day. If I would have said that,
Lincoln's in the
nobody
chat.
would have
Subscribe
believed it.
to Right Side
If I
Broadcasting.
would have said that, the fake news would have said he's exaggerating. And I wouldn't have said it because I wasn't even sure we could do it.
So that's the new logo, Keep America Great. So that's it. Your MAGA hats are old. They're 2016. You got to get the new stuff now. Keep America Great.
Think of it, 6 million jobs since Election Day. And by the way, North Carolina has had its best economic year in the history of your state. Our country's added more than 180,000 people to the workforce.
What's up,
And
Speculous?
think of
Long
that.
time no see,
Through
man.
what we've done on a federal basis, you picked up over 180,000 jobs, North Carolina. Think of that. And you have your lowest unemployment rate. You have a lot of good things, but let's not talk too much about North Carolina. Let's win this election nationwide.
This lady's excited.
You remember North Carolina? That was going to be the Clinton firewall. She spent a fortune here. And I kept coming in and coming out. They called it earned media. I earned it. I kept coming in and coming out. And every
The
time
site
I
is
left,
nice,
they
though.
said, I don't think we're losing North Carolina. You know what? I was right. We won it. We won it easily. We won it easily. So I just want to thank everybody. Seriously, this was a big, that was a big deal. November 8th, that was a big deal. Donald Trump has won the great state of North Carolina.
I want to skip to like when he starts insulting people. That's what I want to. All right. Okay.
Didn't have the witch hunt. You said it. You said it. I won't say it because it's a terrible word. So I will not say that this guy said if we didn't have the bullshit. That's right.
Oh, USA, USA, USA. He cursed. WWE is really honest.
No. Could you imagine if we didn't have the time wasted, the time and everything? Can you imagine? And you know, a friend of mine said, maybe you wouldn't have done as well. Is that possible? That could happen. Maybe we would have had too much time in our hands. Who knows? But
He's dropping
I
a
can
pipe
say
bomb.
Nobody in their first 2.5 years has done anywhere close to what we, not me, what we've all done.
See, campaigning Trump is funny. President Trump is This guy
So
does
the
whatever he wants here.
unemployment rate among African Americans is the lowest in the history of our country. Unemployment among Hispanic Americans, where we're doing really well. You know why? Because they want a strong border. They want it because they understand the border better than anybody. They want that strong border. They want that wall that's being built right now. They want that wall.
Trump is a face and a
they
heel.
really do. They
Like the
understand
people that hate him, he's a
the
heel.
border
People
better
that
than
love him, he's a
anybody.
face. He's
And
not
they
in
don't
between.
want
He's-
criminals coming in. They don't want crime coming in. They don't want to lose their jobs. They like the fact that their salaries are going up. Their
Like
wages
even
are
if you're a
going
liberal
up.
watching
They
him, right? And
understand it
he's
better.
saying the stuff
So
that he's saying. Like you have to feel
Hispanic
something.
Americans, the best unemployment numbers in our
Like
history.
fact check it, you know,
Asian
like,
Americans,
is he lying?
the
Is he
best
not?
Unemployment numbers in our history.
I want to hear the jokes that he has. He says some jokes.
And likewise, women.
Wow, look how high this
74
lady
years.
gets.
So I'm sorry, women. I let you
Out of
down.
the deal,
It's not in
out of
our
the
history,
deal.
But we're going to be there very soon. We're
Out of
going to
the
be there
deal.
very soon. Women are doing incredibly, and women, the men are going to get angry. Sorry, men. Whoa! Look at all those signs. Women for Trump. Wow, thank you. It's a lot of signs. You remember last election? Donald Trump will never, ever get the women. Then we got this tremendous number of women. We got this
Damn,
tremendous
look at the women.
number of women. And during the election night, they said, what's going on?
Keep America great,
You know what's
CAG.
called suppression polls. Suppression. Polls are just as fake as the news itself. But women filled 60%, and I'm sorry to tell you this, men, they're going to sue me for discrimination now. Women filled 60% of all of the new jobs created last year. Women took 60%. What's wrong with you, men?
Trump
But the
kitty
radical
mommy.
Democrats are trying to destroy.
I wonder how
all
many
of our
cats are
country's
named Trump.
tremendous achievement and
Probably
our
a bunch of
country's
cats named
tremendous
Trump in the last 2
success.
years.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cats
We've
named
had
Trump.
unprecedented success. Leaders come in from other countries, prime ministers, presidents, kings, queens, dictators sometimes, I hate to say it, dictators. And they all start off by saying, Mr. President, I'd like to congratulate you on the incredible economy that you've created, the greatest
The
anywhere in
future is
world by
female.
far."
I want to get to the insults.
Thousands of people outside and people that couldn't get in.
Yeah, I heard that before. I want to hear the
At a
insults.
press conference just this week, when asked whether she supported Al Qaeda,
Here we go.
that's our enemy. That's our enemy. They are a very serious problem that we take care of, but they always seem to come along somewhere. She refused to answer. She didn't want to give an answer to that question. Omar blamed the United States for the crisis in Venezuela. I mean, think of that one. And she looks down with contempt on the hardworking Americans, saying that ignorance is pervasive in many parts of this country. And obviously and importantly, Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
They should send her back.
Like she talked about the
Sounds like a
evil Israel, and
WWE
it's all
event.
about the Benjamins.
Send her
Not a
back.
good thing to say.
It's all about the Benjamins. Send her back.
So that's Omar. That's Omar. And
That
by
was-
the way, many other things. All
Send
you have to
her
do is press the
back.
right button on your beautiful screen.
Let me see. Let me play it again. Hold on.
And obviously and importantly, Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
Send her back.
And she talked about the evil Israel, and it's all about the Benjamins. Not a good thing to say.
Benjamin in Israel. Whoa, you can't say stuff like that.
So
Jews rock, ladies and gentlemen.
that's
Jews rock.
Omar.
Our
That's
greatest allies.
And by the way, many
What's
other
up, Sheikh
things.
Sam?
All you have to do is press the right button on your beautiful screen, and you'll see thing after. You didn't hear this over the last 2 days, though. Did you hear anybody talk about this? Her colleague, Representative Rashida Tlaib, agreed with Omar's characterization of 9/11 and said that members of Congress
Please, no
who support
cute shirts.
Israel forgot what country they represent. And Tlaib also used the F word to describe the presidency and your president. That's not nice, even for me. She was describing the president of the United States and
Trust
the
the plan
presidency
Q.
with the big fat, vicious, the way she said it, vicious F word. That's not somebody that loves our country. Representative.
Yeah, look at Secret Service everywhere.
Ocasio.
Ocasio. This guy's butchering the names. Ocasio.
Check out her scores, by the way, with her new Green New Deal. The Green New Deal, where did that come from? She's conducted outrageous attacks against men and women of law enforcement. She compared
Ocasio.
American border agents managing a humanitarian crisis that I always said was a humanitarian crisis, and they said it was manufactured. They don't say it was manufactured, and we're stopping it. And I want to thank Mexico. They've got 21,000 soldiers now stopping people from coming into our country. But Cortez, somebody said that's not her name. It's
AOC.
They said, that's not her name, sir. I
AOC.
said, no. I don't have time to go with 3 different names.
Wow.
Cortez. Too much time. Takes too much time. So Cortez also,
Cortez.
she said, essentially, Nazis are running concentration camps.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. This is Cortez.
And when Mike Pence went down
Cortez.
just a few days
Cortez.
ago with members of Congress
Fucking guy.
and the media, and you looked at those so-called horrible concentration
Kotex.
camps.
See, it sounds
they
like
said,
Kotex.
wow, these places are clean. Wow. They have air conditioning. They have water. And, to be honest, it's not like they came and we want to take care of people. We got to straighten out our immigration laws. In a very short period of time, if the Democrats would give us a few votes, we could solve the immigration problem, and it would be so great. It'd be so great. But these kids and these people come from rough places. And I'll tell you what, some of them said, we've never lived like this before. They have water. They have air conditioning. They have things that they've never seen.
The PlayStation.
And we listened to her talking about drinking water from toilets, which was a lie.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Cortez said that illegal immigrants are more American than any person who seeks to keep them out ever will be. Can you believe that? That's what she's saying. She described contemporary America, that's you, that's me, that's all of us, as garbage. Garbage. You remember deplorables, right? That sounds worse. I think that's worse. But we'll save it for whoever's going to be the nominee. And right now, Sleepy Joe's not looking too good.
Sleepy Joe.
Pocahontas is gaining a little bit because we probably used the Pocahontas a little bit too early, but that's okay. We'll bring it out of retirement very soon.
Bring her out of retirement.
They have a new one who knocked the hell out of Biden during a debate. He said, I wasn't prepared for that question. That's not a good answer. Can you imagine? And according to the polls, I won every single debate, Republican and against Hillary. Can you imagine? Those are the polls. They will admit that. Many polls. But can you imagine if I said, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for that question. I'm gone. That's the end of Trump. He's not prepared. He's not mentally prepared. That's his problem. But everybody that knows him knows that. But no, Harris hit him with a pretty easy question on busing. Well, I would say that's pretty easy. And he choked. And then he said, I'm sorry, I ran out of time. He ran out of time. And then you have a young guy, Buttigieg. They say how to say his name. Buttigieg. He runs a failed city. his city is doing so badly. Mike Pence was the governor of that state. I said, how was he as the mayor? Mike is one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. He said...
Isn't Mike Pence from over there?
And Mike said he never did a good job. I'm so shocked to see him running. Okay? And then he goes back home, and African Americans literally were so angry at him for the lousy job, and he's supposed to be like a hot young star. If that's a hot young star, I guess I just don't know stardom anymore. That is not a star. That's not a star. Boot, edge, edge. You say boot, and then add edge,
Boot, edge, edge.
Boot, edge.
Boot, edge, edge. Boot, edge, edge. Boot, edge, edge.
Now, I don't see him dealing with President Xi of China. I don't see him meeting successfully with Kim Jong-un. I don't see him dealing...
See what he's doing there? He's planting seeds. Like, imagine yourself with Buttigieg with these people that I've met already, because Trump is tall. I think Buttigieg is kind of short, so he'll be like the same height as Kim Jong-un and smaller than Putin. And he'll look like that Macron guy from France. So he's already picturing that in your mind, like, yo, that is true. And you got to give it to Trump. He's a good speaker, man. When he's not doing those presidential stuff, and he's doing this campaign stuff, this is vintage Trump. This is like before, this is the 2016, 2015 Trump. Then after that, but this is all vintage Trump again. So it's pretty cool, entertaining stuff. You know, I like the entertaining stuff. So this is like one of the, I saw the Orlando one. So I haven't seen a Trump rally maybe like 3 years, because they're all the same. Oh, the people outside, people in, my wife Melania on TV. Then they show the crowd, CNN, blah, 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 fake news. So this is kind of like fresh material. This is a different speech. I haven't heard this before. So that's why we're watching. And I skipped like the beginning when he said his usual routine. You know, for the cheap pops. You know, every wrestler has a catchphrase. But right here, this is new material from Trump. So, you know, it's worth a listen. So it's a Keep America Great rally. So your MAGA hats are old. They're vintage. That's it. You gotta get the new hats now.
And nobody has been tougher with Russia than Donald Trump. I don't see him dealing with Vladimir Putin. And we have good relationships with them and many others. Except now we're no longer the suckers. Like with NATO.
I was having a conversation with somebody. Have you guys seen South Park? When they try to, well, they made fun of Trump, but he was Mr. Garrison. And Mr. Garrison did everything and anything not to win the election against Hillary Clinton, and he still won. So it seems like Trump is doing everything not to win the election, but he wins. Unlike Omar Navarro does his best not to win the election, but he says he's going to beat Maxine Waters, but he does his best not to win. Trump, on the other hand, does his best not to win, but yet wins. Because it's refreshing. It's different. Omar Navarro just... He tries to do what Trump is doing, but it's not working out, Omar. Only Trump could pull it off. Only Trump could say things controversial not to win and pull it off. So,
protect Europe. We spend hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're not paying their fair share. So last year, I said, folks, sorry, you got to pay your fair share. 16 years it was going like this, the contribution. And now it's like a rocket ship. $100 billion. And I said to them, great people, 28 nations, including the U.S., I said to them, listen, we're taking care of you. You screw us on trade, and you don't pay your military bills. This is not a good deal for the United States. So we're taking care of trade. We want to do it nice and slow and easy. You know, we got a world balance. But European Union is terrible to us on trade.
What's up, OJ's white Bronco?
Frankly,
Omar can't handle his coke problem.
or tougher.
No, you got it all wrong, OJ.
That's the only difference.
It's the other
With
people,
China,
not him. Come on, he projects his problems.
$507 billion.
So he's not the one with the problems. Everybody else around him with that problem.
And guys
Remember,
like
he
Biden say,
projects.
oh, well, we'd stop it. Well, he was there 8 years. We'd stop that. No, Trump is stopping it. Trump is stopping it. So Representative Ayanna Pressley,
Damn, he's going down the
is
list.
she related in any way to Elvis? I don't know. Who knows? But you never know. She thinks that people with the same skin color all need to think the same. She said, we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be brown voices. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. And just this week, can you imagine if I said that? It would be over, right? It would be over. It would be over. But we'd find a way to survive, right? We always do. Here we are. Here we are. We find a way. Gotta always find a way. And just this week, she refused to condemn the Antifa. These are bad people. You notice? You notice they always attack people that really have never been attacked before. They attack, and I don't want to be disrespectful to people that have taken a lot of shots to the face, but they wouldn't attack some of these people in this room. They're not attacking bikers for Trump. They're not attacking construction workers for Trump.
Legal Latino for
They're
Trump.
not attacking law enforcement or military for Trump.
I should start that one.
You know,
Whoa.
they're attacking a single man standing there with a camera who never got hit and never hit back before in his life.
The gay Asian guy he's talking about, right?
They don't attack
I'm sorry, I mean the homosexual Asian.
that we wish they attacked. That wouldn't be a pretty picture. That wouldn't look too good for them. But they don't. It's very, very sad. Antifa, these are bad people. These are sick, bad people. Remember that. These are bad people.
OJ's one
Bad
Bronco.
people, Antifa.
Everybody's attacking him though.
They don't get the bad press. The press doesn't want to talk to them. They are very evil. They're hitting people over the head with sticks.
Yeah, DFC.
I mean, sticks.
He's,
I
that's what
mean
I'm saying. He's a
bats
prick.
even.
This is like
They're
when he's an
whacking
asshole
people
Trump.
with
That's the
bats.
funny one.
They're very
That's
brave.
the
They always
best
show up
Trump.
with a mask and they're covered. Because then they go home to mom and dad. They don't want mom and dad to know where they were. But they always attack people.
But then you
who
got the
can't
Brandon
defend
Dillies
themselves
and
very
the
well, right?
neo-Nazis and the
They're not
pigeons and the
attacking this
pigs
group.
and
They're not
the
attacking North
just
Carolina.
ruining Trump. Like let Trump be Trump. They don't need people speaking for him. Just let him speak.
So these congresswomen, their comments are helping to fuel the rise of a dangerous, militant hard left. But that's okay, because we're going to win this election like nobody's ever seen before. And tonight I have a suggestion for the hate-filled extremists who are constantly trying to tear our country down. They
Extremists,
never have anything good
damn.
to say. That's why I say, hey, if they don't like it, let them leave. Let them leave.
Oh damn, he's doubling down. Let him leave.
They're always telling us how to run it, how to do this, how to do. You know what? If they don't love it, tell them to leave it. I don't know. And now watch, I'll go back tonight. Oh, sir, that was so controversial. Sir. No, I'm just saying it's their choice. They can come back when they want. But, you know, they don't love our country. I think in some cases they hate our country. And they're so angry. Even yesterday, they went on the stage. I said, let me watch this. And the anger, they were trying to be nice, but it's hard. It's hard for them to do that. The choice for every American has never been more clear. That's true. The Democrat agenda is anti-worker, anti-jobs, anti-citizen, anti-family, and anti-common sense.
Yeah, he is. They're saying all these jobbers from the left, and he's just knocking them out one by one like
With
jobbers.
the exception of all of those Democrats that voted for us today. We'll give them a point. They're fine.
This is WWE Trump right here when he's like
They
just
are
owning
fine,
people, laying
and
the smackdown.
You know, you lose to them,
And then
different.
he wins.
Okay, it's called
Then we're gonna go to
normal
war. That's the
political
problem.
back and forth.
He's gonna win. I'm not saying
But
he's
I
not
wanna
gonna. He's
tell
gonna
you
win.
something.
But
The Democrats are
it's
being
just like
so
after that,
violent,
he's
so
a lame
vicious,
duck
moving
president.
so
And then
far
when
left,
presidents are lame
it's out of
ducks,
control.
that's the
Out of
problem. When
control.
they're lame ducks, they got
The
nothing to
Republican agenda
nothing to
is
play
pro
for. So
work,
they could do
pro
whatever
jobs,
they gotta do
pro
whatever they
family,
gotta
pro
do
growth,
when they're lame
and
ducks.
100%
He's gonna win. That's why they're sending the worst of the worst from the
pro-America.
left. 18, 19 of them. So they're gonna make Trump look stronger, like he's the only choice we have. So just pay attention to it like that. No, I haven't heard any bagel pandering yet. So that's what I'm saying. This is vintage Trump. This is 2015 Trump over here.
So we're thrilled tonight to be joined by several North Carolina Republican leaders.
Nope, I haven't heard anything about bagels. So
this
this is vintage Trump right here,
an
folks.
incredible job.
This is like Hulk Hogan before NWO. Who's this female right here?
North Carolina Treasurer Dale Folwell. Greenville Mayor P.J. Connolly. I hear he does a good job. P.J. And North Carolina GOP Chair Michael Whatley. So everyone from the 9th District, go out and vote for Dan Bishop.
We skipped all of
Special
that.
man, two very, very special
Ain't nobody got
people.
time for that.
On the issue of everything, a lot of issues, Democrats have put the needs of foreign citizens far ahead of our own citizens. Nowhere in this world is there anything like what's happening with immigration, how bad it is. The Democrats' open border policies deplete our public services, overcrowd our schools and hospitals, and bring crime, drugs, and deadly gangs into our community. The Democrats want to spend more money on health care for an illegal immigrant than they do for a citizen of the United States. So, just 2 days ago, our Department of Justice charged 22 members of the savage, brutal, horrible gang MS-13 in California.
There won't be no flying tonight, Era. There's no flying.
Who've been violently operating for more than 10 years. We got them all. We think they are no good.
Look, they got matching
Conducting
shirts. MAGA, Trump.
medieval
Look at these
style
matching
killings.
shirts.
You know what
That's pretty
medieval
cool.
style is? Okay. Little
4
pieces,
more
little
years.
Pieces, little pieces, medieval style, including the.
Oh, they got matching, all
dismemberment of
matching shirts.
their
That's cool.
victims, and they enjoyed every minute of it. These are sick.
Look, they got matching dresses.
When I called
Look,
them
everybody's matching
animals,
here. Wow.
Nancy
Look, these ladies got
said,
matching
"How dare
dresses.
he use that
These
name
guys
as
got
a
matching
human being."
shirts.
don't think
I guess
he
she
will.
could fit in. Nobody's matching with this broad. These two guys are matching. They're wearing like
Most
open
of
collar.
those indicted were in our country illegally, 19 to be exact, 19 of 22.
Well,
Think of that.
this is like when
They want to
this is
protect-
her at
These are savage beasts. These are savage
50?
killers.
and this is her at
And they
20.
should have been brought out a long time
Let's do
ago
25,
by the Obama
fine.
administration. We're bringing
No, it does-
MS-13 out by the thousands, getting them the hell out of our country. And when you read about deportation and Sunday, we've got a lot of people on Sunday, but we have a lot of people, and we're always shooting for the bad ones first, which makes sense, right? But when you hear about that,
These two
always
ladies
wanna
match. Look,
get-
I guess
and by the
I
way,
don't know.
do you know how dangerous it is?
There's like
These
it's split in half.
agents, these ICE and Border Patrol, but ICE, they go into a nest. They call it a nest. A nest of these killers. They're tough, they're smart, and you know what?
Thank you,
They're
Paradigm
great
Shift.
patriots. They love our country. The danger that they have is incredible.
August 1st is the next rally, Cincinnati.
And I just want to salute, and I have to tell you, I want to salute ICE and Border Patrol, and I want to support I want to support and salute law enforcement in the United States. These are great people. These are great people, and they don't get the credit they deserve. But you know what? I tell them all the time, you have no idea how much the American people, the American public, you have no idea how much they love you and respect you. Law enforcement. In the recent Democrat debate, every single candidate, everyone, Biden was a little bit slower with the hand. It didn't work so well. They raised their hand in favor of giving free government health care. They raised their hand in giving a lot of other things that I don't think you're going to be happy with. Illegal aliens will be very nicely covered. How about California? They just approved $100 million. They just approved $100 million to take care of the needs of illegal immigrants. And then you look on the sidewalks of Los Angeles, the sidewalks of San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi's district. Nobody's ever seen anything like it in the history of our country.
He doesn't mention Maxine Waters' district, the 43rd Congressional District.
So if you don't want Democrats to raid your health care, to steal away your money, to bankrupt your country, then you have a choice. You must vote Republican. All American citizens, including millions and millions of legal immigrants who work hard to come into our country, who study, who wait online sometimes for 10 years, and who respect our laws and followed the rules, they deserve a government that is loyal to them. They work hard. You can't say you love our country if you want to destroy it.
Trump has never endorsed Omar Navarro.
Human trafficking. You know, the first time I heard as a politician,
Trump rather have Maxine Waters than deal with Omar Navarro.
Almost like an ancient crime. Many, many years ago, hundreds of years, thousands of years ago, human trafficking. It's the worst now throughout the world because of the internet. It's the worst it's ever been. And the worst treated of all, children, but it's women. Women. The Democrats want to do nothing about it. Human trafficking is worse than it ever has been in the history of the world. Not just this. This is not a United States problem. This is all over the world. Human trafficking. It's a terrible, terrible thing, and we're going to solve it. You know, most of it comes through, in this country, our southern border where we don't have the wall. They're not going through our points. They're not going through areas where we have security, where we have guards, where we have gates, where we have all sorts of equipment. No, they ride through the desert and they make a left where you don't have the wall.
Build the fence. Build the fence. Build the fence.
5 years ago, before I was here,
Yeah, the homosexual Trudeau, DFC. Yep.
You know why they don't want
Trudeau,
it?
the
For
homosexual.
political reasons. And you know what? It's going to cost them a lot of points in the election. I think probably cost them the election. And just lastly, Democrats also support deadly sanctuary cities which release violent criminal aliens onto our streets. You know, where we just picked up these 22 thugs, these 22 monsters, we just picked them up in where? Los Angeles. Sanctuary city, wonderful sanctuary city. Tom Tillis, senator, recently introduced a bill to give American victims the right to sue sanctuary cities and hold them accountable for the thousands of lives they have shattered. They've shattered these lives. Thank you very much, Tom. Every nation has the right to establish and enforce immigration rules in its national interest. It's very simple, isn't it? It's common sense. It's so simple, and the voters understand it. We expect that those who seek to join our society will obey our laws, revere our Constitution, cherish our history, support themselves financially, and embrace our American values and love our American flag. We believe in an immigration system based on merit, where they come in. We have so many companies coming in, automobile companies, companies of all types. And we need workers. We actually need workers. We have the lowest unemployment rate that we've had in 51 years. Soon it'll be the lowest ever. We need workers, but they have to come in where they can help our country. They have to come in based on merit. And we're putting in bills, and let's see what happens. Otherwise, we'll just wait till we win back the House, win the Senate, win the presidency, and we'll vote. Democrats have never been further outside of the main. But I think they're all sad when you get right down to it. For instance, okay, we're in this incredible state, North Carolina. We could have sold this arena out tonight 10 times. Can you believe that? 10 times. Which I think that's like a poll, right? That's like a poll, because when Biden goes out, I see Sleepy Joe, he says, they had 115 people show up, 115 people. That's our first row. Right?
So you gotta skip to the insults. I want to hear some insults.
The Democrat record on health care is one of deception and destruction. The last administration said, a lie. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. 28 times. A total lie. My administration.
That is true, Johnny Boston. Where is the men for Trump's son?
Choose the doctor and the plan that you want. And we are offering plans up to 60% cheaper than Obamacare. And a lot of people are starting to figure that out. Better health care. And we'll also always protect peace. And you have to remember this. Are you ready? Because they give us a bum rap. Patients with pre-existing conditions are protected by Republicans much more so than protected by Democrats who will never be able to pull it off. Pre-existing conditions. And you know, the job we've done on health care, it's not talked about, but we're also doing something. It's been phenomenal. We have 180 million people right now really happy on private plans. And you know what? They're going to be taken away. Under the Democrats' plan, all of those people that are thrilled, where they went out and negotiated, crossed state lines, all of the things they did, they went out, negotiated great private plans. It's all going to be taken away from you under this plan. Now, I only hope they don't change because, you know, we're talking too soon. We got a year and a half left. It's like when I called Pocahontas. I should have waited 6 months because she then went out and got that test. 1,024th. And I've always said I have more Indian blood in me than she has in her, and I have none. I have none. But it's more than she has. 1,020. But I brought it up too soon, so I don't talk about it anymore. But if she should be the candidate, which I tend to doubt, but if she should be, we'll bring it up again, and I think it'll be very successful. 1,024th. How about this? I was driving her crazy. So she went out and hired a guy to check the blood. I'm sure he had a lot of fun doing that. He checked her blood and found out that many years ago, there could have been somebody, and he could have been Indian. And then the Indians got together and they said, we don't want her. We don't want her. We want Trump. We want Trump. They want Trump. We've taken historic action. So we've taken historic action to fight the opioid epidemic. What a problem. And just today, it was just announced before I came in, that drug overdose deaths. We're working so hard on this, including our vice president, including our first lady, including everybody in the Trump administration. It's dropped for the first time in more than 30 years. It's gone down. First time. We're a big problem. And in North Carolina, we're far from finished. It's a big problem. It declined 8% last year. That's a lot, because it was just going up like a rocket. Virtually every top Democrat also now supports late-term abortion, ripping babies straight from the mother's womb, right up until the moment of birth. Well, then you have the gentleman from, our governor from Virginia. So we're talking about late term. He's talking about the baby is born before the mother makes the decision. That was the first. That's the first I've heard of it. That's the first most of you have heard of it. And then they passed legislation in various states saying that's okay. This is a baby that's born. This isn't late term. This is a baby that's born. Nobody's ever heard anything like that. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And that actually, when he had the scandal, that became, can you believe it, the second biggest story. Can you believe that, how important it is? And yet, that was the second biggest story. And what a shame when that's the second biggest story. What happened to our values? Republicans believe that every life is a sacred gift of God. It's going to go the opposite, right? The proud banner the Republican Party will carry into the Republican National Convention next summer in the great city of Charlotte, North Carolina. Don't disappoint me. That should be good for at least 10 points, right? These are some of the greatest ladies. I see them in Ohio and Florida. We love you too. Thank you, really. How many have you been to? Just out of curiosity. What's the number? All but 2. I've done hundreds of them. And then they say women don't like Trump. I think they do. You know? No, I see them. They're great. Great ladies. You're great. You know, it's interesting with women. So, women want to have strong military protection.
Wait, he said those ladies, he recognized them from all his rallies. Who are those women now? I want to know who. Does anybody know these women that have been to all his rallies but 2? That is crazy. Who's paying for this? How are they going to all the rallies? Are the groupies? Oh my gosh. They don't work? What do they do? I want to know now. Who are these ladies?
They want to have strong borders. They want to have strong law enforcement. They want to have great education. They want to have low taxes for their family, not high taxes. They want to have all the things that we talk about. Why wouldn't they want Trump more than anybody else? The other side is going to go the opposite, right? And they did in the last election, and we're doing a lot better. You know, the difference is, the last election, I was a successful businessman running for president. I said I was going to do things, and by the way, really successful. I'm going to show you something someday soon. I'm going to show you something. You know, they say he was really successful, he wasn't successful, he's really smart, or he's really stupid, but he's trying to take over the world. You know, they have so many messages. He's really stupid. Then next week, Donald Trump has a sinister plot to take over the world. You can't be too stupid. because they actually think it's working, right? I saw one of these so-called comedians the other day. I mean, he's, a pretty respected comedian. He said, he's not leaving. Well, I'm telling you, he's not leaving. He'll never leave. He'll win this election, and in 24, I'm telling you, he's not leaving. He's going to stay. So we did, through our friend Dan Scavino, we did a Time magazine cover. I was on so many times, I don't even read this thing. And it says, Trump, 2014, 2018, right? But it says 20, here's where we go. We start at 16, we go to 20, we go to 24. Did you see it? Then it said 28, 32, 36, 40, 44. No, we don't need any more time. We don't need any more time. We need one more. A senator came to my office, sir. I'm 6 for 7. I'm great. I'm 6 for 7, sir. I can give you great advice. I said, Senator, I'm 1 for 1, but it happened to be the president. And now I want to be 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. So we have 16, we have 20, we have 24. And you know what's very interesting, though? There are really people out there think I'm not leaving. Can you believe it? Hey, maybe that is a good idea. Let's think about it. Watch. You want to drive them crazy? They're going to go crazy. All I have to do is say, let's think about it. They're going to go crazy. No. I promise.
Dictator Trump.
2024, I leave.
And the goodbye
By
tour.
that time, just so you know, by that time, our country will be so well seated, it will be so strong, like never, ever in our history. But everything that we built, low taxes, strong military, taking care of our vets, all of the things we've done,
Helping out our allies.
very quickly if the wrong person gets in, especially now. You know, I've always said 2016 was the most important election maybe in the history of our country. A lot of people felt that. So I don't know. I can't say this is more important. What we did was a miracle. Not to us it wasn't. But a lot of people said it was the greatest election we've ever had. There's never been anything like it. Never been such excitement.
Don't you guys feel like it was meant for Trump to win?
Never
Like,
been such
I wouldn't
But you know
envision
what? If we
Hillary
don't
winning.
win in 2020, everything that we've done, seriously though, everything
Like
that we've
this
done,
was supposed to
the
happen.
401s, they're gonna crash.
Like that's
The
how,
whole
like
thing was
Obama was
down
supposed to
like a
happen.
stack
Bush
of cards. So
was
in a
supposed to
certain
happen.
way,
That's how it feels. Like
let's
it's
say
supposed to
this is of
happen.
equal importance. By that time, we'll have values.
Like
and
Romney would have
we'll
been
free
a
enterprise
bad
and
president.
still
We
people
should
are
just
working
stick
now.
with
We have
Obama.
the lowest food stamps that we've had in
Hillary
50
would have
years,
been a
lowest food stamp because
worse
people are working.
president. Just stick with Trump. Trump keeps people employed for at least
So
another
I
4
really think
years.
it's, at least equal. It's equal.
So,
Maybe
I don't know, it
it's a
just
little
feels
less.
like-
Who the hell knows? I just
Like he's
know
supposed
this.
to be it.
can
Like why fight
disappear
it?
very,
He's gonna
quickly.
win again.
We
Like why
have to
fight
get
it?
out. We have to vote. That's why I'm starting early. I mean, can you believe it? We have less. I mean, I see all these clowns on television. I say, I guess we have to counteract them a little bit. But this is not what you want running. None of them. This is not what you want running this incredible country of ours. Every day we make good on the
That is
motto, promise
that is
to
true.
keep,
Even
promise
common
to
sense.
I've
Like
had
those
people
Democrats
back
are all
there-
horrible. They should be better
I've
ones.
had people back there that don't like me.
They're all
Somebody
horrible.
said-
Common sense. What just
Very nicely, that he's actually made certain promises and he's actually kept more promises than he's made. It's true. I mean, I've done things that I never said.
the thing
we
is,
were
he's gonna
going
be
to
a
get
lame
as
duck
an example
president
with our
next
vets.
term. That's
That
the
we were gonna
problem.
get choice.
Same thing when
That
Obama
we
did
were
all
gonna
the
have
crazy
the
stuff when he was a
ability to
lame
fire
duck.
people that don't treat
Trump
our
is gonna
vets
do crazier
properly.
stuff. So, is it good? Is it bad? That's what we gotta find out. We gotta wait and see.
They've been trying to get that for
So when he's a
44
lame duck
years.
president, is he gonna go
Choice
after
they've been trying to
Hillary?
get practically
Is he gonna go do
everybody
this? Is he
choice
gonna do
or
that?
something. And yet,
Or he's gonna do the others
nobody got it.
and fulfill some
We're getting
prophecies,
things
and
through.
then
We've
and
done
the end of the
more
world.
than
And
we said we would.
so you gotta
And
just
a man
think
I know
about
who I
it.
don't like,
It's
a
things to
businessman,
think
very,
about,
very,
folks.
Very successful business, one of the most successful, but I don't like him. Never liked him. He never liked me either, by the way. In fact, I would go a step further. He cannot stand me. And I saw him about 2 months ago. And he came up to me. I said, "How you doing?" Very warm, you know, bro. "Hey, how you doing? Let's get out of here." And he said, "I'm doing good. You're doing good?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know, you don't like me, and I don't like you. I never have liked you, and you never have liked me. But you're going to support me because you're a rich guy. And if you don't support me, you're going to be so goddamn poor, you're not going to believe it." Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he said G down. Ooh. The boomers are loving that.
And he said to me, "Mr. President," you know, he calls me Mr. President. Everybody calls me Mr. President. It's true. It's a funny thing. He said, "Mr. President, you're right. I'm supporting you. I think you're doing a great job. And maybe we didn't get along, but it's not like he has a choice. He has no choice. And on top of that, it's a good choice because we've done the right thing." And it is funny, you know, with the name Mr. President. So I have friends, really good friends. And they've always called me Don, Donald, DJ. They call me anything, right? And you lose all your friends when you're president because they're all afraid to talk to you. Does that make sense? No, it's true. Except for these 6, 7 ladies up here.
They're the 6,
They
7
always
ladies.
talk. They're not intimidated. No, it's true. I have guys, I have wonderful friends. New York developers, tough guys, smart guys. They're rich, they're this, that. I have middle of the road, I have poor, I have everybody. I have poor guys, middle of the road, and rich guys. Doesn't matter. Rich guys call up. "Mr. President, how are you, sir?" "Oh, it's Richard." "Oh, good, Rich. Hey, Richard, loosen up." This is a guy used to, "Hey, Don, how you doing? Let's go to dinner." Now, "Sir, is everything, you're doing good, sir." I said, "Richard, call me Donald like you always did. Call me Donald. Always call me Donald." "Okay, thank you, Donald. Thank you very much." And then 2 minutes later, "Mr. President, it's been so great to..." I lost all my friends.
Aww.
They've tightened up. They've choked. You know what that is? They've choked. They can't breathe because people have such respect for the office of the presidency. They have respect for the office of the president. They have respect for our country again. Our country is respected.
That is
again.
respect, yeah. I don't need friends as long as I have respect. Oh,
We've
shit.
confirmed more than 125 federal judges to apply
He turned
the
that
law
venting
as
into a
written,
moral lesson.
including 2 Supreme Court justices.
What you want,
Neil
friends or you want
Gorsuch
respect?
And Brett Kavanaugh. We've launched a historic initiative to reduce the price of prescription drugs. And last year, I'm so proud of this because we have no help from the Democrats. Last year, for the first time in over 50 years, drug prices went down.
Yes, it has.
That was
Weed has
for
gone down.
To give former prisoners a second chance at life, we passed groundbreaking criminal justice reform. It's a big thing. You know, prisoners, they've got out of jail and they never had an economy like this, and we did a lot of things because they get out of jail, they don't have a chance. They always go back most of the time. Now they're coming out and we have programs, but most importantly, we have this great economy where people are hiring prisoners, and you have to see the reviews they're getting. They're getting phenomenal reviews. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing what's happening with prisoners. They get out and they can actually get a job, and that's what's happening. We're very proud of it. We're expanding Opportunity Zones so that no American is left behind. It's one of the great successes, the Opportunity Zones. Nobody talks about it. It's one of the great successes. And thanks to our pledge to America's workers, private sector partners will provide apprenticeships and job training to 9 million Americans. Isn't that nice? And whenever I hear that word apprentice, I say, I love that word. That was a good show. They figured, you know what we'll do? We'll get Arnold Schwarzenegger to take my place.
Oh, shit.
That didn't work out too well. That didn't work out too well. We had 14 seasons. Think of that. The Apprentice. I proudly signed 4 bipartisan human trafficking laws, securing $400 million to support victims of human trafficking. And we have secured, soon to be 3 years, record funding for our military. We want to cut budgets, but this is beyond budget. I withdrew the United States from the horrible, one-sided, disgusting Iran nuclear deal, and Iran is a different country today than it was. My administration
I think we're getting to the bagel part. Here we go.
The true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem.
Yeah! Woo!
That was someday. They all said, many presidents have said, we're going to do it. Then they never did. I know why. Because the pressure on them was enormous.
There you go, Era. There you go.
And then on top of it, a couple of months ago, I just approved the Golan Heights for Israel. The Golan Heights. Another thing. 52 years they tried to do that. They didn't get it done. So we're doing good. We also recognize the legitimate government of Venezuela, and we condemn those that want to stop freedom in that country and other countries. Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country, will never, ever be a socialist country. It just won't happen. A vote for any Democrat in 2020 is a vote for the rise of radical socialism and the destruction of the American dream. Frankly, the destruction of our country. That's what's going to happen. Take a look around. Their party is afflicted with an ideological sickness that protects foreign borders, but refuses to protect our own borders. Think of it. They fight all over the world. A lot of those people are coming back home, folks. They're coming back home a lot. We defeated ISIS, you know, the caliphate in Syria. We're bringing our soldiers back home. ISIS does not like me too much. But I came here and it was a mess. It was a mess. And I met with generals. General, believe it or not, one general, his name is Raisin. I said, what's your name? Sir. This guy's like out of a movie. Sir. Watch, he's going to be famous after this, but who cares? What's your name? He goes, sir, my name is Raisin. I said, Raisin? Like, you mean a little raisin? Yes, sir. It's my name. That's what they call it. What's your last name? Kane. I said, you mean your name is Raisin Kane? You got to be... I said, Raisin Kane, you're my kind of general. Let me talk to you, Raisin Kane. Get over here. And my previous generals said, it's going to be a long time before we take out the caliphate. I said to Raisin Kane and a couple of other generals that were there, these guys are central casting, like from a movie, except better. They're stronger, bigger, tougher, meaner, and actually better looking in a certain way. But they're like from a movie. There's nobody in Hollywood plays a role like this. I said, generals, I've been told it's going to take a year, 2 years to get 100%. Remember, I wanted to pull them out. We're down to 1%. Everyone went crazy. Explain that one. But they said it was going to take a long time. I said to Raisin Kane and the other generals, General, how long can it take? They said, sir, 1 month. I said, what? We're going to hit him from the front. We're going to hit him from the back. We're going to hit him.
Then Trump could talk. Shit.
The pride of a paycheck. With your help, we will elect a Republican Congress. Of our national motto, in God we trust. We are fighting for every American mom and dad who wants to protect this land of liberty for their precious children. We have been blessed with the greatest republic on the face of the earth, but it was going in the wrong direction, and now we are turning it around. It is going better than ever before, and we're going to keep it that way. We're going to keep it that way.
Before I end, I want to find out who these chicks are now.
Since the very beginning, we have endured a lot today with the censorship and YouTube.
These huge crowds just
let's see if we could find them right here.
For the future of having, what's it looking like for you if you don't get a kidney donor?
3:30 in the morning, says Donald Trump Jr. wants to know that he's looking down at you. He wants to go down and talk to us.
Hi. How are y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Where are you from?
Wake Forest,
Where is that?
north of Raleigh.
All right. And how do you feel about this heat today? Are you totally down for it with President Trump waiting for you inside?
Everybody else is dealing with the same heat as we are. We're just glad to be a part of this. This is incredible, you know.
Is this your first time seeing President Trump?
It is. It is.
This guy's selling Trump umbrellas. Look at
anything
that.
political like this. It's awesome.
What are you most looking forward to? You're smiling from ear to ear. You look very patriotic and cute today.
Oh, thank you.
What are you most looking forward to today?
To get inside and just hopefully hear what he has to say. I'm really excited. This is my first presidential rally, so I'm very excited.
Awesome. Well, same thing for me. So enjoy, stay cool out here. We are going to be walking a little bit. We're going to actually head this way and see. It's almost hard to even figure out where this line is working from. So it's a big snake, but if the cameraman will follow this way and just make. We see a lot of umbrellas. That was very smart to umbrellas to be shaded from the heat. Like I said, it's 110-degree heat index.
110?
They're making the most of it. So we are live.
That's him and his kids playing that music. This is his RV going around to the different rallies and such for support. And to
Hi.
put down the ideals of the Democratic
So we have yet to find the end of the line. We are walking through. Lots of interesting flags here to our right.
Liberty or death, brother.
Liz?
Yes, it's Liz. Hey, Rocky, the infamous van owner. So we're here with the man who goes to almost as many Trump rallies as we do.
Missed a few in between.
Yeah, where have you been?
Well, we're in New York City for like 8 days out there. We're at the Gay Pride Parade. We were set up in front of Donald Trump's house out there on 57th Street. We stayed overnight. It was pretty interesting. Secret Service came in at 3:30 in the morning. Says Donald Trump Jr. wants to know that he's looking down at you. He wants to go down and talk to us.
Did he?
He did not. At 7:30 in the morning, there's people that own the building wanted us out of this. We moved across the street, and Eric Trump goes, "Who owns that vehicle?" I said, "I do." He goes, "I love it. Keep on doing what you're doing." I went to his birthday party Donald Trump's birthday party when he was 45 years old, and he was a young boy at that point. He says, "Keep on doing what you're doing. It's tell your dad I want some more support." So now we got a few now.
That's incredible. And this van is hard to miss. Which of these flags is your favorite? We know it's also full on the inside with tons of gear. We've had a special tour of it before. So out of the flags and the gear.
Oh, the Rambo one right there is very nice.
Which one?
The one with the Rambo on it, with the gun on it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. You have a trailer hooked up to yours now, as if the RV wasn't big enough. That is no man, no woman, no commie can stump him. That's. I see why that's your favorite. Very special.
No more bullshit. Up there.
And how would you say your sales have been at today's rally? Do you see a lot of excitement for President Trump when it comes to purchasing these items?
A lot of excitement, yes. It's been pretty hot too.
I know. If you were selling fans, you'd be making really good profit margins right now.
So donate them. Just donate.
Thank you.
Is she wearing a Q?
I am an organ donor. Thank you. Hope nobody gets mine anytime soon, but I hope you do get one. All right, thank you. And that is, I'm not sure if he knew what he was getting into.
He bought it. I wore it.
It looks great. Keep it up. See you inside. Thank you. All right. We have some more little ones out here in line, and lots of hats. Thankfully, it looks like a lot of people came prepared today.
Where's these chicks? The 6'7" chicks.
To President Trump.
Has really just changed everyone's mind, including my own.
A lot of promises made, promises kept. Out of everything he would you consider yourself involved in politics, whether it means
Oh, they're wearing the pigeon hats. These are the pigeon hats over here.
okay. If you can hear me, head.
Alright, that's it. No more of the outside. All right, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Catch you guys later.